Hey guys! So I'm back. It's been a while, but I'm back with another book haul vlog for you guys to share some of the books I've gotten over the past few months. So some of these I've bought, and then I also received a few from publishers. One of these is a library discard, and that is Out of the Easy by Ruta Sepetys. Sepetys? I'm not sure. And this is another historical novel, and it's set in 1950s New Orleans. And it features this girl, Josie, who is the daughter of a brothel prostitute. And she's hoping to get out of New Orleans, but then there's a mysterious death, and she ends up getting caught up in the investigation. And she has to kind of choose between two different worlds, the world of elite college or the clandestine underworld. So she has to decide what she wants for her future. So that sounds pretty cool. And then I also picked up, it was on sale for $2, Janie Face to Face by Carolyn B. Cooney. This is the fifth, and I'm assuming final book in the Janie series. And I've read all the others. I liked the first one the best, and then it kind of went downhill as the series progressed, in my opinion. But sort of for nostalgia's sake, and it was $2, I figured I would give the last one a shot just to see how she finished the series. But I think I've seen not great things about it, so I'm not expecting very much. And then I also had a book outlet order arrive recently, and I'd ordered a bunch of books for me as well as a couple things as gifts. So here are the ones that I got just for myself as early Christmas presents, basically. Made of Secrets by Jennifer McGowan. I've heard kind of mixed things about this one, but mostly good, I think. And it just sounds like kind of an entertaining historical fantasy, maybe, or just historical, I don't know. Basically, this girl joins the Maids of Honor, which is the Queen's secret society of protectors, and there's lots of spying and sleuthing and stuff involved, and secrets, one would presume. So it just sounds like my kind of read. Next up is The Book of Broken Hearts by Sarah Auckler. I think I've read 2 books before by Sarah Auckler. I definitely read 20 Boys Summer and really liked it. And I think I've read Bittersweet, although I just had that one out from the library, so I don't have a copy of it myself. So this one is about a girl, Jude, who she's been told by her sisters that the Vargas brothers are notorious heartbreakers. And she's the only sister now still at home, and her dad is ill, and she's helping him restore his vintage motorcycle. And then they hire a mechanic, and it turns out he's one of the Vargas brothers, and I guess she falls for him. So, yeah, it sounds cute. Monstrous Beauty by Elizabeth Fama. This isn't the cover that I normally see for this book, but I actually quite like it. I don't know, I like the font and the kind of darkish color scheme. I'm not usually much of a mermaids book person. They've just never appealed to me that much, but I have heard pretty good things about this one. It's supposed to be a darker twist on mermaids, and it's also part historical and part present day, I think, so that really appeals to me. That sounds really cool. Basically, there's a mermaid, Sirenka, who falls in love with a human named Ezra, and I guess she moves to land for him, she abandons her underwater life, and it comes with horrific and deadly consequences, which, one could imagine. And then, so that's the historical side of things. And then generations later, there's this girl, Hester, who, the women in her family, she thinks they might be cursed, or have a genetic defect. But I guess like when they fall in love, they die or something. I don't really know. Anyway, so she just avoids love altogether, but then she finds this guy named Ezra, of course, and she's drawn to him, and I guess she finds out more about like her family history and the connection to Sarenka from so long ago. So that sounds really cool. Next up, we've got Love and Other Perishable Items by Laura Buzo. This one, I love the cover, by the way. It's like really simple, but I don't know, it's still kind of grabs you. It's cool. I like it. Anyway, this one was originally called Good Oil, I think, and published in Australia. And I know it got quite good reviews from various Australian bloggers who read YA. And then finally it was published internationally. So yay, I've got my hands on it now. And basically it's about this girl who's 15 who falls in love with her older boss, I think. Or an older, maybe it's an older co-worker. I'm not sure. Anyway, she works with him and he's 21. So she kind of like knows it's not going to happen, but she's still really drawn to him. And it seems kind of like maybe he likes her back. And then we have The Art of Secrets by James Cleese. This one was totally new to me. Like I didn't know it before finding it on Book Outlet, but it sounds really, really quirky and different. This girl's apartment burns down in a mysterious fire, and it might be a hate crime. And then let's see, her family moves. She begins secretly dating this popular boy. Then this piece of art gets donated to the school fundraising effort for them, and it's revealed to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So then it becomes a question of who gets the money. Is it like her family who gets the money, or should it be the students who found the painting, or the school? And it sounds like it's not just straightforward narrative in this one, but also like journal entries and interviews and articles and stuff. And I always like books that kind of had those extras. So that sounds like a lot of fun. The Murk and Midnight Hour by Jane Nickerson. And she wrote Strands of Bronze and Gold, which I've read. I think this is sort of like a companion novel to it. I think it may be set in the same sort of world, but completely different characters. And I quite liked Strands of Bronze and Gold. I know that a lot of people didn't seem to like it, but I thought it was sort of an innovative take on Bluebeard, and I thought it wove in the historical setting it was using quite well. And so I know this one has also gotten very mixed reviews, I think. And it, I believe, is very loosely based on the fairy tale of Tamlin. I think it actually doesn't involve fairies, though, if I remember correctly from like what I've seen about it. Basically, this girl named Violet is left at home in Mississippi, and her dad's off fighting in the war against the North. So again, this is set in the Civil War times, like Strands of Bronze and Gold was. And I guess her dad remarried, so she has a stepsister and a stepmom who's addicted to laudanum. Ooh, that's not good. And a couple cousins, and so she's trying to adjust to life with them. And then she stumbles across this injured Union soldier, who of course is fighting for the other side, so he's the enemy. But she's drawn to him, but then it turns out that she's not his only visitor, like someone else has been helping him and keeping him alive, and it becomes clear that this help he's been receiving isn't out of compassion, and there's something to do with voodoo in there too, so I'm interested to see how that all gets tied together and relates somehow to Tamlin. So those are the books that I bought, and then I've also received a few from publishers, and those include Hexed by Michael Allen Nelson. And this one is the first novel based on the Hexed comic, which I'm not familiar with, so that description doesn't help me a whole lot. But it's about this girl named Lucy Jennifer, who is called Lucifer for short. And she's a thief. She steals bad things from bad people in the magical underworld hidden alongside her own. And then there's a policeman's daughter who's kidnapped, and she's the only one who, I guess, can help get her back. And this search for this girl leads her to a creature of unspeakable evil, one of the 7 sisters of Witchdown. And so she has to try to get the girl back before the sisters sacrifice her for their own dark ends. So anyway, it involves a lot of demons and witches and a cruel demigoddess. So it sounds like it's quite an adventure, a magical adventure. And that one was from PYR Books. And then from Simon & Schuster Canada, I've gotten a couple. This one is The Lake House by Kate Morton. And I'm a big Kate Morton fan. I don't read that much adult fiction, although I read more than I used to. But she is one of the few authors of adult fiction that I am definitely always on the alert for, looking out for her next book, because her writing is fabulous. The mysteries are always really cool and gripping, and yet there's so much time spent developing the characters who all feel really real, and they're very flawed characters, and the historical settings that she writes are wonderfully described. Yeah, I just love her work. So I've already read this one and reviewed it on the blog. I will leave a link below. Yeah, it's I really enjoyed it up until the last few chapters. And then it the ending was just too neat and perfect for me, and like everything wrapped up beautifully for everyone, basically. And it just seemed too convenient. So yeah, it wasn't a very realistic ending, I thought. But other than that, I really enjoyed it the rest of the way through. And the other one I got from Simon & Schuster is The Year We Fell Apart by Emily Martin. I haven't read this one yet, but it's gotten quite good reviews on Goodreads from what I've seen, so I'm hoping that I will feel the same. It's a YA contemporary novel about a girl named Harper who has been kicked off the swim team. She earned a reputation as her high school's easiest hookup, and she's become the black sheep of her family. And she also managed to destroy the friendship that she had with her best friend Declan. And so now, like 2 semesters after, he's home for summer break, and she's dealing with her mom's been diagnosed with cancer, so she's dealing with that. So I guess they kind of mend things between them, and that's what the story's about, I'm assuming. So yeah. Those were the books I've received over the past few months. If you've read any of them, let me know whether or not you like them, and I'd love to know what books you've received over the past while. Bye!